Yes. My mic wasn't on.
Hello, YouTube. It doesn't record your voice. How are you?
Whatever. Okay. This line in the middle that's pointing to means divided by. Means divided by. So I just wrote something, so you should be writing something. There you go. The 3 on the top is called the dividend. And because we've talked about this about 5 minutes ago, this one is called the divisor. It's the divisor. Now, when I see 3/5 as a fraction, I need to recognize that it means 3 divided by 5. The divisor goes on the outside. The dividend goes on the inside. Now, I know that I cannot do 3 divided by 5 and have a whole number. So when 5 doesn't go in evenly, what we have to do is make the dividend, I got to get this above my shoulder, a decimal. We make the dividend a decimal. So let's do that. So I'm going to make this a decimal. I'm going to make that 3.0. I'm going to make it 3.0, and then I have to move the decimal also straight up. Okay? The decimal goes right above it. Decimal goes right above it. And I'm also going to put a 0 over the 3 so I make sure I don't make any layout mistakes. Those of you who have really rough handwriting, that when you try to draw a straight line, it turns out something like this. Okay? Please make sure that when you do these division bars, that you are doing them vertical, that they're going up and down so you don't make a mistake because your handwriting is poor rather than you don't know how to do it. Okay? So now for this number, I need to figure out, so for the number that's going to go right here, I need to figure out how many times does 5 go actually into 30 now. So after we've made that, Ethan, stop trying to draw his attention. Come sit up here. Come sit up here. He's focusing right now. Let him focus. No, that's my train of thought. Oh, how many times does 5 go into 30? Even though it's 3.0, even though that's 3.0, now we're going to be looking at it after we move that decimal up. Actually, that could actually be a really good way of doing it. You have this here, and it doesn't go into it, so you need to make it a decimal, and that decimal goes straight up above it, rises up one floor. Okay? And it goes, how many times, everybody, I want you to say it, how many times does 5 go into 30? 6! Beautiful, 6 times. It goes 6. So now I have 5 times 6, which is 30. 30 minus 30 is 0, and I like seeing zeros at the end. So now I have, whoops, 0.6. 0.6. Good. Yes. Okay, it says independent practice, but I'm going to get it guided practice. So we have 7 divided by 10. So I have to get 7 here. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to rewrite it as being 7 divided by 10. I know that it doesn't go in together. Yes, sir?
What if you're doing the surus and the answer doesn't come out even? Like you're supposed to turn it into
Doesn't come out evenly.
like you have a remainder.
There will not be a remainder when you do decimals, unless you're dealing with an irrational number, and then that's when it'd be repeating, or that's when you have symbols to represent that. But we're going to get to one that's longer. We're going to get to one that repeats. So 7 cannot be divided by 10 equally, so I need to make this a decimal. The decimal goes up top, and now I can start. I'm going to do this. 10 goes into 7 times. So that's 0. So my final answer for this one is 0.7. Yes. Now this one here, I'm going to put 9 here, 2 here. I know that I have to make it a decimal, so I'm going to put decimal, 0, decimal, 0. 9 goes into 20 twice. 18. 2 again. Now, I have to create another 0, because do you agree that if I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you $2, isn't that the same as saying $2 and no cents? Okay. If I'm going to give you 1 pound of gold, it's the same as if I give you 1.000000 pounds, right? Okay, so we can add as many zeros as we need to. So now I'm going to bring this 0 down. How many times does it go into 20? 2. Now look at this. We have, it's repeating. Okay, repeat and stop, because you know it's going to be repeating. What's going to be repeating? 2's. So I can rewrite that as being this. Here's my answer. 0.2 with a bar over it. Yes? Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you don't overlook a negative like I just did. Before you even start the division, put the negative sign on the top. Okay? And we'll be able to do that in number 5. So we would have it like that. And also, if you remember from the homework last night, whenever the something is repeating, it's 9 in the denominator, remember? What's repeating? Whatever's in the numerator. That's from our homework last night. I want you to put 0.2 because some of you, I can't tell if you were doing that thing or you actually meant to be decimal. Don't do it right now. So now I have 5 divided by 16. I know that this is not going to go, so I have to do 0.0. Bring the 0 up here. Now I have to think, how many times does 16 go into 50? So it would be 32, 40, 48. No. 16, 32. Yeah, 48.
Four times.
16, 32. I'm still going, so I have to make another 0. How many times does 16 go into 20? Just one time. Now I have 4 left. Uh-oh. Am I repeating? Nope. I haven't repeated yet. It might be repeating, but I haven't repeated yet. So now how many times 16 go into 40? That's just twice, which is 32. Here we go. Hopefully this one goes. 80. Ooh, okay, good. 16 is 8 times 2, and 8 times 10 is 80, so we finally found the end of it. 6 goes into 80, just 5 times. Yay. Equals 0. So now I have 0.31 dose. That's my answer. You're right. What about the 5? Next one, 21/25. Or 21 over 25. It won't go, so right away I have to make it a decimal. And if I wanted to, I could put a 0 above that too as well, but I know that 0 point something is still less. You can if you'd like to. It's the same thing. Yes. Did I do it backwards? I did it backwards. I'm really glad I'm recording right now because I didn't make these mistakes earlier. I mean, this is my third time. This is my third time doing this today. So it does not go into 21, but it does. How many times does 25 go into 200? There's 8 of them. Then I have to create another 0, bring that down. Beautifully 4. I'm just going to do number 6 next. Number 6, this can happen because I expect you to remember what we did for homework last night. It's possible that you recognize that this is the same thing as this, and what's that going to be as a decimal? 0.3 repeating. Because I expect you guys to be able to build upon what we've learned. Okay? I expect you guys to build upon what we've learned. I worked that one out in the notes that are online, I think. Nope, I'm holding. Yeah. From the lesson yesterday. Now, here is a situation where we have a whole number. We have a whole number here. And for this one, whole number, go on vacation. Whole number is going to go on vacation. So this -4 here is going to go sit with some palm trees, okay? It's going to be just going on vacation for a minute. Yes, sir? Yep, that's correct. So we just did this one above it. And for demonstration reasons, I'm not going to do that whole thing again. So we found out that 5 divided by 16 was 0.312. Whoa. Now, hold on. -4 is still on vacation. Now, -4 comes back from being on vacation. The whole number comes back, and the final answer is -4.3125. Happy Friday.